Hello, hello. Welcome into an offline presentation of hermanosba.org. Streaming live here on the YouTube, occasionally over on the Twitch, and of course, special uh, content streams available to you at patreon.com/hermanosba. Grab your 7-day free trial today for more information into the internal operations, the inner workings of the nonprofit organization, and also all of our other aviation related add-ons. We are here in Guayaquil, Ecuador, checking out the new Stratoliner. This is an Asobo collaboration with Airplane Heaven, I believe. And she looks fantastic from that exterior, as you can see. Just really awesome. And so nice to have a livery that is pertinent to the regions where we normally fly. In Guayaquil, although we haven't been there in a while on the live stream, we have done plenty of flights out of here. And so if time permits and I'm able to figure this out in a decent amount of time, then we will head to Quito. If not, I will just do that flight as a separate video. I have no idea what to expect here. The way I normally do first looks, folks, is I take a look at the plane from the exterior. I'm not super focused on tiny details because I'm not a pilot and I don't actually obviously have any flying experience with these older planes or any plane for that matter. But I know how to appreciate something that looks nice. So, and this certainly does from the outside. Um, so yeah, do a little bit of that. Got to look at the exterior. At this point, what I do is may differ from others. I learn best by trying to fiddle with things and figure things out on the fly. That's just how I learn. It's touching, looking, feeling, some gut instinct, just trying to look around and figure things out. So that's what we'll do here. Let's jump inside and have a look. So one of the things I'll frequently do is just see what kind of functionality we have on movables. Looks like the window's open, which is cool. So I just kind of look at my click spots, see what kind of things I may need. See if the yoke hides, for example. Although the it's a pretty basic, and actually has some good visibility around the yoke, so that's actually quite nice. With some small adjustments to the camera and such, I may not need to. But there's the yoke hide switch, it looks like on the left there. I am connected to Iveo. Guayaquil Center was on, so I figured, and they just went off. So, that's fine. Flying for the first time on a network can always be a little bit hairy anyway, so I've got some. This is maybe for the navigator, I'm guessing. We have a little bit of an FE station here, which I didn't know this plane had, actually. Looks like if these indicate, so outboard, extra, inboard. So I'll have to take a look at I'll probably look at the fuel to see what that looks like. So left outer, left feeder, right inner, right outer, right feeder. That lever does not work. So things I would think about, like cross feed. It's not really going to be this. This would be about a 55-minute to an hour flight. So really not too concerned about. I think there's plenty of fuel in this thing to get us to where we're going, regardless of whether or not we figured out feed or anything like that. These rotate. So extra, I'm guessing, is the feeder tank. And this is per engine. I don't really know what order they're in, presumably 1 through 4. So if we have 4 mains, if I just switch to direct feed from the mains, that should be fine. Assuming that's what that does. And we can look at the fuel drain as we kind of run it up here. Cabin differential pressure, right duct flow, discharge pressure. Oh boy. So it's got some things. Not a lot of things, but it's got some things. Supercharger outlet valve. Huh. Okay, so it looks like maybe this is going to be main power. And I'm just going to come back over here. Oops. I'm going to come back over here and check and make sure there's no, like, power stuff here that I want to do. Pitot, we got lights, we got more lights, we got booster pumps. Probably going to need those for start, so we'll keep those in mind. Standard GNS. Avionics to on. Refuel and services. This just lights maybe to pull. I wonder if it pulls people. Yeah, it does. Oh, how about that? That's really cool. So you get some. So you get a little staircase and a baggage thing. And refuel brings in the truck. A period truck. That's very nice, actually. Really do enjoy that. We'll come down here. We'll look at. Dang. These are not labeled, but they don't function, so I don't know if these. This might be for your feed, like if for cross feeding, maybe. Definitely looks something related to fuel. Fuel dump valves. Do not use if flaps are down. Ah, do they work? They do work. Not gonna flip them now, obviously, but okay. So it looks like your radiators are here. That's interesting. And this is your well. These are trim. Let's see, ground flight, wing de-ice. Okay, so it doesn't have. Okay, so autopilot is a switch. And I'm assuming it's off now. Throttle lock is not interactable. Okay. Throttle lock actually is quite useful in planes like these. Tail wheel. This is gear. Tail wheel unlocked. Landing flaps off. Down. Is it just one notch of flaps, perhaps? So we have magnetos up here. Okay, let's go to power. Let's get this thing on. And actually, let me just check. Yeah, we could just flips to ground power. Wonder if yeah, the thing comes out for it and everything. So very cool, actually, that those services just pop out there. It might be kind of jarring if you were to look outside the front. Like, for example, that's just out of sight. I wonder if it even. Yeah, no, it does. Let's try something really quick. I just wanted to see if I could find a spot in here that I could. Yeah, I don't think I really can. What I wanted to see is if I could click a switch while I'm looking at it. I don't think I can unless I can find a way to kind of seat myself just outside the window and click inside, which you can do on some planes. I don't know about this one. So, but that would be kind of weird if it's just like, which I do. I think they just kind of appear instantly. But that's cool. That is cool that they're in there like that. Okay, so we're on ground power. I'm guessing this is, well, it's in op. I'm guessing this might be inverter, maybe? I don't know. Landing tests. Bright. So it's standard on bright lights. These are interior lights here. I mean, basically, I would just go through a flow of how to start one of these These are in op. Oh, here's cross speed. Here we go. So cross speed off is fine, I think, for such a short flight, for sure. I really don't know what to do about these pressures. And it's defaulting on right or left duct flow. Is that for maybe engaging the superchargers? I'm not sure. We may have to read up on that system. Okay, so normally what I would do is let's get some lights. Let's recenter the camera. Okay, we'll get lights. We'll get some. Oh, they're my gens. Okay, so there's 2 generators, and this is what inverters. Oh, inverters to auto. Okay, we can hit that after we start. Feathering here. Okay, so probably starting with 4. So I don't hear anything. I'm not sure I'm supposed to, but I don't hear anything when I start the booster. That's kind of concerning, but let's just go through and see. So fuel booster on 4. Interesting. Oh, 3. Oh, okay. So it's flip up for, got it. Let's try for 4 first. So prime, boost, and start. Did it expire? Doesn't sound like it's running. Is that what it sounds like when it's running? Well, it kind of came down a couple octaves. It made me think it was gonna spin out. Okay. Alright. So we do, they may not. Let's try a booster off on 4. I'm not sure if you can run all the boosters. Okay, so magneto's on 3. We'll go prime on 3, boost on 3, start on 3. Close that side. There's a sound difference when the window's closed. That's nice. Let's try for... I think we can actually go like this. I think we can now do Gen 2 with inverters on auto. Theoretically. Let's get the pitot heat on. And let's go for 2 and 1 here. So booster 2. Prime 2. Boost and start 2. Probably want to kick these guys out. They're getting chopped up right now. Oh dear. I think we'll go ahead and also we'll kick off. Let's go to main battery. And let's go for 1. 1 is prime 1, boost 1, start 1. It sounds quiet inside. I mean, that sound right there sounds about right, but their idle sound feels very weak to me. Again, I have no experience with these. I have an idea what the DC6 sounds like. I have an idea what some of the others sound like. And so right there, that volume did not change. So it's a one window, or it's a both window. Yeah, see? So it's a close both or both open where there's a sound difference. We'll go Gen 1. Okay, we should be fully on engine power at this point. We'll take a look at the gear in a second. I don't know if this is in a... Looks like, yeah. We do need avionics power, though. Looks like we got 2 VOR indicators here. I'm hoping VOR 1 and 2. We obviously can do some tests with this. I think we'll at least be able to take off, fly around a little bit, because it's been about 20 minutes, which is good. That's not bad at all for learning. Now, I don't really know. Again, the concern for me is going to be the differential pressure and how that works. I really have no idea. And does this supercharger outlet valve, does that affect all of them? And then, are there levers here for the supers? So carb heat. I don't see anything for cowls. Full rich here. Propellers max RPM. Throttles there. Okay. I see throttles are on both sides for control. And then again, I'm guessing that this autopilot's going to be a switch this way. I may actually do... Give me 1 second here. What you just heard was me plugging in my autopilot panel. I usually, especially with planes that I'm just trying to figure out, and older ones that I don't exactly know how the gyro works and everything, I'll play with the autopilot panel to get an understanding of how things work before I go in and do it tactile with the actual instruments in the plane. So it can be helpful. Okay, so we can test those radios. We're going to need the Guayaquil VOR, which are going to be flying outbound at first. It's 15.9, so we should be able to get that right down here. And we should be able to see, yes, good. Okay, so let me I'm just pulling this up in Sky Vector so that I can see. My plan, which I think I had, is IFR to begin with, because the weather in Quito is not very good. IQ3 GYV, so we're outbound on the, it's going to go direct there, so I can get rid of that, on the 36. So fly runway heading, and then come back to intercept the 36 radial outbound Guayaquil. So we'll change this over. To 30, 40, 50, 60. Are those 5s? I think. I mean, we're pretty much right on it right now, as you can see. So. Nav, radio. Interesting, it has the nav option if you see that GPS. I don't know if there's a a place where a 430 fits in here that maybe is an option somewhere, like one of those hidden click spots, maybe. I'm not sure, but it would seem that this plane is prepared for GPS nav. I just don't see a place where we're supposed to be getting up to 14,000 now. I don't know what that's going to require. Looks like, okay, so lights, more lights. What I was really looking for here is supers and what that looks like. I don't see anything to control them other than that exhaust thing on the FE side. I wonder if it's these and they're just not active yet. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Let's see, altimeter in Guayaquil, 1008. I don't know if it has both sides. It doesn't, so need to, I think I can just convert it in flow. Doesn't help me. There's a converter in auto, I think, to not the top of top. No, we don't want that. We wanted is it under convert? Oh, 29er77. 29er77. Pretty much at sea level here in Guayaquil. Pressures seem good. Fuel pressure, obviously, not there currently. Do they leave any boosters on? No. Pito's on. I think we're, as far as I can tell, we're good to push back and get going here. Let's give this plane a shot, shall we? And like I said before, we'll take a look at we will take a look at the flaps and all as we roll out here. I didn't have a runway in mind. Should take another look at the weather. 150 at 6, so we'll depart to the south, so it'll be left traffic back to intercept the 36 radial outbound, the Guayaquil VOR. See how she sounds when she's not so idle. I would just say the sounds feel a little weak. I expect this thing to have some go because it's got 4 massive engines on it. And in terms of payload, oh, that reminds me. Let's have a look at our payload before we get out there. Let's throw some stuff in here so we get a feel for it when it has some weight. This is something I do personally because we do a lot of, as you guys probably know at this point, or if you don't, check out the Hermanos operations on Saturdays, but we often fly things very full. Where did that go? Okay. Yeah, so 5. I don't really want, you know, like a 3/4 load. at least. See how that feels. 5% really isn't going to get us a good idea of how this thing acts when it's under some pressure. But what I was saying just before that is it does feel like it has some go. And I would expect that. I think I kind of locked the tail wheel here. Spun it around. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely slower going with that weight in there. Feel that difference. Actually, I feel like the ground handling is quite good on this. Takes a lot of, if you're watching the manifold at all, as I am, you can see how much kind of go I'm giving it to get around these turns. Also, I think it feels kind of easy to get that tail wheel turned around on itself. we're gonna roll out there and take this thing off. We'll try to set a heading on the way back in a left downwind, and we'll head out to intercept the 36 radial of Guayaquil. We're just gonna roll right into it here. Good luck, us. I will talk to you airborne. Wow, that felt really nice taking off. I did realize that was flapless. Can try to build some speed here, keep it kind of level. We'll go into a left downwind. So I can get a heading set. Looks pretty good. For a crosswind, just about over the water, we'll come and fly that heading 33. Okay, that's looking pretty good right there. Take a look at my switches so I can see based on the panel what's being impacted in the cockpit. So it is a switch to the left for AP engage. Looks like we're going to go into heading, which is being impacted right there on the Bendix. So we should be flying a heading of 33 in a downwind. That looks just about right to me. We'll hit vertical speed, which right now is not. Set that to 800, and then we're looking for that intercept on the 33 radial outbound. We're still inbound, you'll see, because we're still south of the VOR. a second here that'll switch to from, and then we want to turn left basically to intercept it. We should be able to, there it goes, so just flip to from. So we can kind of, that means we can kind of head left here. So I don't know, we'll hit maybe the, like a 15 heading or so until we intercept that. Want to get some stuff in order here, namely manifold pressure. Keep that nice and high. We want to bring our RPM down. I don't know to where, but usually I'm aiming at the top of the green for a climb. Maybe 2250 or so here. It's a bit too low. Just a couple of clicks it looks like. I'm hearing some differences in the engines, which is great. Looks like my one sunk a little low. That was my two. There we go. Should see this yellow coming in from right to left. And once that starts to move significantly, we'll know. We can center up and switch to nav and see if she can fly a radial. There she goes. Let's go ahead and flop to nav. Nav. I think that worked. Let's try in the plane. Nope, didn't seem to work. No nav. So that's fine. We'll just fly heading 3-6 once that centers up. Doesn't appear to be able to auto fly. It could be a conflict with my AP panel, so. Won't go too crazy making assumptions at this point. But if you remember on the ground, I remember commenting on the fact that it's kind of weird that it seems prepared for nav, but it has nothing to take a plan or anything like that. Like some of these retrofitted ones, you know, have a 430 that can drop in or whatever. This does not have that, so I'm kind of not surprised. They just wanted to make it. They didn't want to change the panel or anything, and so it's there. Just it won't auto fly things for you. Boy, it's very hard to access carb heat, huh? You might want to bind that if you're able to. I am not. I think it is letting you do it through the throttle, which is fine. How's our climb going here? Up through 5,000. Very nice. She looks great in the air. Pressure looks good, RPM looks good, manifold, we're riding that, keeping it up toward 40. Climb is good. Speed is that in? It's in miles per hour, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're probably grounding what 140. I'm grounding 150 something knots. It's quite nice. That is quite nice. Feels relatively similar to a DC-6 climb right now. But I'm getting 800 feet a minute too. At 75% load, so no complaints. Okay, so what I just noticed, I just pushed the throttle to the top currently, which means I'm not going to get any more manifolds on the exchange for, I'm not going to get any more out of the manifold. Interesting. So, oh, that turns on. Okay, so we got ADF down here. So what that means is I'm going to have to lower the climb rate, otherwise I'm going to get too low speed-wise here pretty soon. 14,000 looks like a challenge. If I'm hitting that cap at 7,500, manifold's already down to 33. I mean, part of me is just like, well, let's just... These are cabin pressures. Supercharger outlet valve. You would think there would be like a switch or something. DC-6 has switches up. That's just propeller de-ice, increase and decrease, full on, full off. I think I'm just gonna flip that valve and see what happens. I have no idea what that does. Oh. Oh dear. Then we just messed up the pressure entirely. This is just for differential pressure. Yeah, I don't think we actually have any supers or turbos. Well, like I said, so look at our manifolds. We probably just let's bring the rate of climb down to about 500 feet a minute. Let's see if we can just slowly get our way there. And then I'll probably cut this video off at cruise. Wish you guys a good day, and mention a few other things. But I do want to settle in at cruise and build some speed and see what we're dealing with. actually going to stop at 13,000. I'm not sure. They may have a special agreement for this route. I've seen that before on SimBrief. It may be standard to 14 for Guayaquil to Quito, but we are headed east, so I'm going to stop at 13. Let's see what we're looking at here. Another thing we should probably do, that I was just remembering, we could pop these down. Doesn't appear like they have detents, but we might get better, probably will get better performance. Certainly we'll pop it down into like auto lean at cruise. And we're just about to come up to 13,000. It's perfect. It's been about an hour. Get a look as it picks up speed here. Got a little bit of drift from the wind. Been pushed across the other side of the radial ever so slightly. Just do a correction. Minor correction. We'll level her out at 13,000. So prop is going to come back into low green. My fuel pressure dropped. Try to get some of these out. Still to okay. So actually high green it looks like. 2 is oh. Huh. There's just a bit of a split on 1 and 2. Don't lose too much fuel pressure here. And I want to see how much I can... Can I access these through this throttle as well? Can I pull these back? No, that's throttle. Gotta find some creative angles here for some of these. I haven't even looked at my speed yet because I'm still fiddling around. Just about gonna do it. About as good as we're getting. Now normally one of the things you can do is you can roll up past your cruise and then descend into the cruise. Get you a little bit of momentum. It looks like we're gonna be grounding, what is that, 185? 185. That's good. Certainly, I think for our purposes in hauling, just correcting the course a little bit here. 33 course direct. Actually, you know what? This is the last thing I'll do is see if we can pick up a Quito at 15.3. And we can. So I'm gonna come back over here, pop that in here, then we'll actually get a proper direct, and then I can adjust based on the wind. So that looks like a 39 course inbound. So there we are, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. get those notifications for our next live stream, which will be next week. I think it's scheduled for next Thursday, whatever day that is, the 6th, I think. And I think we might have something going on. Yeah, I think we have Wednesday and Thursday back to back. So the 5th and 6th of July. We'll do a Florida Air Cargo rerun because power got cut in my house. So we'll do that on the Wednesday, and then Thursday, right into Real Routes, we're going to do check out the new AAU2 updated Boeing 78X on one of United's few remaining routes for that plane, LAX to O'Hare. So it'll be a one flight. Then Florida Air Cargo will run on Wednesday. Of course, tonight, Saturday, the 1st of July, you can catch us over on the Twitch, 9 p.m. Pacific, for some Hermanos operations. Will be mostly in the Transall, the C-160 tonight. I hope you guys can join. Don't forget, 7-day free trial, patreon.com/HermanosVA. And as always, check us out at hermanosva.org. It's been my pleasure. Have yourselves a great day. Till next time, saludos. Que tengan buen día. Hasta la próxima.